are resuming the modern farmhouse build. This is part 4. This will be the living room today. If you haven't already seen the previous videos, check those out first. I'm kind of going in order, and then by the end of this whole house build, I will edit the entire house together for one long video, if you guys want to check that out when it comes up. But yeah, let's just get to it. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. If you like what you see after this video, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification. And for all those that have watched me previously, any of my content, welcome back. So exactly as I mentioned, this is a modern farmhouse build. But today I wanted to do the living room. So now, as you can see, let's jump right into it. I'm doing the sectional. This is, I think, a CC custom content pack piece. So now there's a whole bunch of pieces that come with this one, so you kind of have to build it just to make it fit. It's pretty easy overall, but some of the things are kind of backwards, and I think I forgot to download one of the arm sides by accident, because there was a whole bunch in there, but I didn't need all of them, but I forgot to download one of them, but I ended up getting it to work. I just had to switch it out. One of the issues is I always forget to do the lighting first, especially if it's like weather or anything outside, because this is a live mode game. So of course the colors kind of seem off on the couch, like some of them seem, miscolored, but you'll see once like the lighting and whatnot goes in that they're evenly lit and everything. So that kind of throws me a little bit. But yeah, so now you can kind of see I'm just dumping different like console tables and whatnot just to kind of see what they look like. Because I do download so much custom CC that I kind of just want to have a chance to look at it, because I don't really always look at it before the game. So it also gives you guys kind of the chance to see what kind of stuff is out there. As you can see, I sized up the rugs. How many of you guys that play this game size up rugs? I feel like 80% of the rugs in this game are like never the size that you need them to be, but it's good because they can be scaled so easily. So that's kind of nice. I wish there was more of a slider method when it comes to sizing up things, so you could size it up exactly versus it kind of like jumping at 20% size each time or whatever the percentage is. But yeah, it definitely helps being able to size up and down certain things. I do a lot of plants, rugs, and sometimes I might do like candles or whatnot and some lanterns, but it really depends. A lot of stuff just looks stupid if you try to size it up. I know a lot of people do televisions, but I still think they look weird. But fortunately there's so many TVs in the game and so much you can download customly that it's not a big deal. I love using these lights. I just always like trying to use these ones in all my builds. They're just so versatile. Like it kind of goes with farmhouse style, modern, contemporary, rustic, artsy, like just so many different kind of styles you can do, craftsman. So they really do work well with a lot of them. And I just like the shade, the way it's colored and whatnot. So as you see, I'm trying to figure out bookshelves. I really like these ones because not so much the shelves themselves, but just the fact that they're easy, that you can put any of your stuff on them. I got to learn how to do this thing where you see a lot of people on when they build on The Sims, where they put all the items first, then put the shelving in or the cabinets and stuff in the kitchens. That way you can set the stuff anywhere. It's a little trick, but in general, I would say probably about 90% of the time I don't bother doing it just because everything kind of goes where I really want it to anyways. So it's not a big deal, but I always have to remember to use that trick. So if you guys do that, I think it's Control-Alt or something like that. If you hold that down, you can force things to move around like you're seeing what I'm doing now, instead of having to make it stay on the grid pattern. But yeah, this was a fun room to do just because it was so open an area. I didn't want it to be too cluttered because there is going to be a secondary room you'll see for television and hanging out. So I didn't go like all out on this room. I wanted it to be a lot, I guess, less cluttered and just, more, I guess, simplistic. I wanted kind of the house to kind of speak for itself and, make more focus on like the artwork and stuff like that, because I've been downloading so much artwork just because it really does make it feel like a custom home. So that's always fun. I do use these pieces of art quite often because I just like the way they always look. There, I think I was probably thinking it was going into another room, so because I wanted to have an open space to go into the rest of the house, so it's the other side. Then I decided that's the backyard, so obviously it would make sense to have doors going out to the porch, and it brings in a little bit more light when it is nice out. So you can see I did that because this house is still quite large size-wise, so you need a lot of lighting and windows to be able to really, properly light the space. So as you can see, it's opening up into the other areas now, so I decided to frame those out with matching artwork on both sides. I think I usually try to match it, but maybe I didn't do that this time. I always try to match on both sides just for symmetrical purposes. But I felt like with like the tables and stuff matching, and usually the lamps and stuff, I feel like it wasn't too bad to do. So you can see I'm kind of just dropping out once again to kind of see what I want to do. This one's always more just, I like to know what it's going to look like in the space, because sometimes I might think it will look nice or it is a nice piece, but it just doesn't go with that area. And there's other spaces where I might think, okay, I really like this table, but I want it somewhere else instead in the house. As you can see, I'm trying that lighting trick, but it's just a little too big. If it was a little like in between that size, it would be perfect, but it'll work. So I ended up choosing the other set instead because it just kind of felt like it belonged more. But yeah, so you can see I'm trying to do my symmetrical on both sides at this point. And then usually I always do like either a candle, or I might do, plants are usually my big go-to, or flowers. So I was kind of playing around just to decide what I wanted to do, because I didn't want it to be too repetitive, because there's going to be like a lot of console tables throughout this house that you're going to have to do. So that's always kind of my go-to plant when I'm not really sure what I want, and I might eventually switch, but it just gives me something to fill in. Then I want to kind of like museum style chairs to put in both of those kind of areas, just to frame it out a little bit better, or make it feel a little bit more cozy and not so, perfect at the same time. So you can kind of see I'm playing around. I think I ended up staying with those just because I wanted to be lounge, because it wasn't supposed to be a super formal place. So those actually worked pretty well. Now I decided to do curtains in this house, because I typically don't always do curtains that often. So I'm trying to force myself to use it now that there's so many more curtains available. And I should probably go on and try to find more custom content for it, but it doesn't always work with the windows in the game. But these actually worked perfect with the windows. As you can see, I kind of had to adjust the windows to make them fit in the frames the right way. But other than that, you can kind of see like I got it figured out pretty quickly, and it works out because the house doesn't need to be perfectly symmetrical on the outside either. So that actually ended up working out really well, and luckily for me, it's definitely the aesthetic I want to go for. Those are actually the same kind of curtains I want to have in my place, because I have 20-foot ceilings in my loft. So I want to do it, but I had to have my friend help me hang them just because they're so high and it's going into concrete and everything. And I had to get these custom length ones just because you can't really find them in stores everywhere. But I think it'll help make the place look a little bit more delicate and, just more cozy and homey versus being so modern, because this loft I live in is a very modern hotel kind of feel, which I like. But, you also want to make it more at home. And now that I decided I probably going to renew my lease for this year, here I decided to kind of like, that was one of the big things I wanted, in addition to motorizing all of the shades and stuff for the units. So those are my two big projects I wanted to do, but fortunately it's going to be easy enough if I decide to stay, because those are really the only projects I have to do. Now I'm doing the dreaded pillows that never fit, because you can't exactly set them everywhere. But these ones work okay. But the other sets, you can just see like when you try to set them and then you look, they always look like they're floating in space because they don't go perfectly. So that's kind of a frustration thing. For this couch, I actually think it worked pretty well, but other ones is just a problem. So I ended up removing it because it looks like it's fine now, but I think when you move around, you get closer to it, it just doesn't work. At the end of this, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. So that was kind of a little bit of a bummer for that, but yeah, this one was a pretty quick build for this one, guys. So I'm gonna get ready to go because we're wrapping up now. And tomorrow I think I would do not another TV room because we're doing it today, but the next video will be the entryway of the home, which is actually honestly probably one of my favorite rooms I've done so far. About 90% done with the house build, but filming I'm about 40% done. So we're about halfway there, guys. But yeah, I'm excited for you guys to see that one because it's one of my favorite, especially the artwork. If you haven't already, again, like I said, I hope you enjoyed everything. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoy and want to see more content like this. Hit the bell notification. And that is pretty much it, guys. Comment down below what you think about this. What other kind of homes you want me to decorate or kind of styles. I'm open to whatever, and I hope to catch you guys in the next video. So once again, I hope you guys enjoyed your 4th of July, because by the time this is going out, it should probably be a day or two after. Thank you again for watching Aaron Limitless. I know I'm rambling, and that's pretty much going to be it, guys. Take care and have a good one.